You want to kind of compare Kenya on a scale of, okay, African countries. But to this, I say, number one, I don't think that's the right approach to be taking. Like, we should be looking at our state and not saying, oh, okay, but it could be worse, so it's fine. The other thing I'd like to point out is that, yes, Kenya has made a lot of progress, but the current regime is actually taking us back. Like, Kenya actually used to be a lot more free and fair. Kenya actually used to be a lot more democratic. Let me tell you for free, the upcoming elections, when it comes to freeness and fairness, I don't have a lot of faith in terms of that. So, like, even if you look at how the IEBC process is being carried out right now, so many question marks. And it's also not fair to say we chose our president, because stealing in Kenyan elections is a thing. It's been a thing. We saw what happened in 2007, 2008. It's been a thing. So it's just about who steals better than the other. So also, I don't want to make that assumption of this the president you chose, because that alone is a blanket statement that kind of like takes away from a lot of the weird electoral processes that we have. Also look in terms of prosperity, like look at African countries in terms of prosperity, like economic prosperity. That's another way that our country is going backwards. Since Ruto has gotten into power, our debt has almost doubled. Like, oh, and mind you, he was in the last regime still accumulating debt. We owe trillions and trillions of dollars worth of debt. So yes, maybe before it was fair to hold that argument and say, actually, compared to other African countries, we are doing really well. But I hold that this regime in power is setting us back. Our democracy is dwindling. Yeah, you're saying we have freedom of speech, but we've not had people being abducted for speaking their minds against the government since Moi's era. We are literally going back to that. And people are coming back with accounts of how, like I said before, you might say there's no evidence, but if these people are not sanctioned by the state, why do they have like access to state sanctioned equipment such as guns and handcuffs, and government vehicles as well? So these are the kind of questions we need to be asking. So yes, it might have been true that Kenya is moving forward compared to other countries on the continent, but let me tell you, this regime is setting us back. And if we continue down this trajectory, I fear, even with the president introducing a bill, the constitutional amendment bill that he introduced last year to extend the term limits of the presidency and members of parliament from 5 to 7 years, that is a clear example of where this guy wants to take us.
Yeah, and remember, all the other countries in East Africa, Central, their presidents do not move at all. So it's a proposed though.
It's proposed, but
for 5 years.
But
compared to other people doing 20, 30, 40 years.
No, it's a step-by-step thing. You start by saying 7 years. You'll never live in 7 years.
But
you
also,
do 7 years and then you do another 7 years. And listen, this guy went to Kibera the other day. He was here in this area. He went to the Langata area the other day. This I don't like.
We are good.
This I don't like.
We are good.
He went to Kibera recently, and he was saying how 15 years from now Kibera will be an estate, and people were like, 15 years? Like, we are saying Ruto must go, you are saying 15 years. So, like, I'll always say, look at the signs. If somebody extends term limits of presidency to 7 years, and then, let me tell you, I don't know if I can say this. Guy, let me just say it. Wow. If Ruto comes back in 2027, it's going to be very hard to get, like, he will be there now.
But can I play devil's advocate? I'm asking. I have to ask for permission before, like,
I'm starting to think I shouldn't have agreed to do this.
No.
I've already said so many compromising things.
No. I just want to say something, a very simple thing. That's not, controversial or anything. I'm just trying to say, like, what if he's just trying to make sure there's improvement by the time he leaves? I'm just saying, what if that's the case?
I have an answer for you.
Because we have to also give it a chance and see how it works. Because we have to look at it.
15 years.
No, not 15. I'm just saying, just think about, like, we're already in that situation, right? So what's the best solution for now? how can we fix the problem that we have now? And even for his case, I'm just guessing, like you're listening to like all these different opinions, and then you have an opportunity to change things, make a difference, but he still has like, how many more years does he have? 3? Is it 2?
Just over 2.
Okay.
Around 2,
Yeah,
let me say 2
yeah.
years.
Let's just put it as 2. He has 2 more years to make a difference. So how about give him a chance for the 2 years?
So he's already done 3 years.
Mhm.
And before that, he did 10. Guys, hello, he was the deputy president for a whole 10 years. So let's remember that. So if he wanted to do something, he would have. Let me also say this. For the 3 years Ruto has been in office, there has been nothing attached to his name except people's death and their abductions and debt and finance bill and drama. Ever since he entered office, if he wanted to do something, he would have done it. And he hasn't.
Okay. So maybe 2 more years, we see if he can do something different.
Let me tell you, all the projects he's implemented have been shrouded in chaos. Look at eCitizen. eCitizen right now is a scandal. They have a contract scandal. He tried to do JKIA, scandal, corruption. SHIF, scandal. People's taxes are higher than ever. Higher than ever.
Yeah.
Yet the quality of life is so low. We went from paying NHIF. How much tax were people paying for NHIF? I would say maybe 5% of their income tax, roughly 4 point something.
Yeah.
Right now, SHIF is taking about 11% income tax. Yet you cannot go to a hospital and use your social health insurance fund. You can't. You can't use it in a public hospital. Actually, the government owes so many private hospitals money. Anybody who you know who has ever received any money from SHIF SHA, it's not because the government paid them. It's because the hospital gave the government credit. And the reason private hospitals have stopped taking clients using the government insurance is because they cannot afford to keep taking, giving the government loans. Right now, if you get treated in a public hospital, there is no medication. So you can't, I'm sorry, John, but you can't sit here and tell me maybe he wants to try and do something. Everything he's done, people are dying left, right, and center. Everything is done. He'll go to Northeastern and say, nitajenga barabara kuto itaenda. It's just stories.
Can I jump in and just say something small? I want to ask you a question, right? Like, even with the economy, I think right now it's just like a worldwide issue. We're talking about like things from like inflation, and we're also talking about like just the, what do you call it? What's the term? The correct business term?
Recession?
Yeah. Yeah. Most countries are already saying like we are in a recession, or they're 50-50 about whether we're in a recession or not. But just if you look at the economical climate, like everybody, like super worldwide, it's like actually an issue. And that's why my question, if I was to pose a question right now, I would say, would you say that there's a country that you see, like maybe 2 or 3 countries that you would say they have perfect governance, there's zero corruption, things are not going wrong? Because like even Elon Musk and Trump, even with people not liking, and that's why I was so respectful. I couldn't even put like the heart that I like that's over there. That will definitely cause for a crash. So, but anyway, I'm just saying, even with them, you can imagine like even how we thought like maybe the American system is clean and everything. And then here we see like billions of dollars being misused, people stealing funds here and there. Like, is there really a perfect country that has zero corruption and, people are not being governed in a way where there is no freedom? Because even like people say Dubai is safe and everything, but think about like UAE in general. It's led by, is it monarchy? What's the system?
Yeah.
It's monarchy, right? So nobody else can
Dynasty.
come. Yeah, something of the sort. So nobody else can come from outside and say like, oh, I want to challenge the government. And those are like the biggest places
but
we can.
there you have less incentive to do so. I mean, in the US, they've also had a dwindle in their democracy.
Yes.
Significant. And you saw what they did. They came outside in the streets in hundreds of thousands. And let me tell you, the US, they can impeach that guy again. And I hope they do, please. If you're an American and you're watching this, yeah, definitely, like, Trump must go also.
No, we might need a visa,
But
right?
here's the thing.
That's right.
But here's the thing. I don't think there's any one country that's perfect.
Yeah,
You know?
that's all I'm trying to say.
But